The Romanian Film Festival Seattle is back for its 12th season. The festival runs November 7th through the 9th at SIFF Cinema Uptown. And here for a little preview is Ileana Marin, Vice President and co-founder of the American Romanian Culture Society. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Fabulous. So before we get to all of your picks and what we should be watching, tell me about the festival first.
Oh, this year's edition has brought to Seattle 9 films, but we have watched many more. You imagine the selection process is longer than you'd think. And as we are watching them, and I'm referring to us because we are a film committee, and we also partner with Control N, a young director from Romania, who watches many more films for us. We identified a common narrative, and that narrative is like a bridge connecting cultures and across times. So this year's theme is unifying stories, and we felt like not only the film is the best medium to do that, but also the stories that we all watch together create that kind of common catharsis that make us forget our daily worries and political differences and embrace our humanity.
Oh, beautiful, beautifully said. So you have some films that you want us to highlight. We're going to start with your first one, New Year. Tell me about this film.
Oh, The New Year That Never Came actually is a film with a long list of awards. And what's interesting at what we loved about this film is the fact that goes back to the very last days of communism, of the dictatorship in Romania. And we see, the actress who is trying to perform in a propaganda-heavy show, and she cannot utter the ode to the dictator. And she tries to find a way out of the show. And these kind of small stories of ordinary people facing, the tension and the subversiveness that they would like to see more obvious in the Romanian society at the time. So we see 6 characters, different types of walk of lives, and the way in which each of them try to survive that tension. But in the end, it's the small gestures, and I would love to see people enjoying the cinematography of Boroca Biro, whose camera work focuses on details, little things. Yeah. And that creates a wonderful atmosphere, gives you as a spectator an idea how it felt to be living during communism.
Okay, Spruce Forest is next. What can you tell me about this film?
Oh, this is a hybrid documentary by Tudor Giurgiu, and it takes us back in 1941 when Bessarabia was actually under the Soviet regime. And what happened then, Soviet army massacred an entire Romanian community. They wanted to get back within Romanian borders, but they did not succeed. Those who survived, very few. Actually, we get to see their stories, and what Tudor Giurgiu does in an amazing way is to fictionalize some of the survivor stories, to fill the gaps, and to question the historical truth. Yeah. Because you read about this event in a history book, but you do not feel the emotions, you do not feel the tragedy. Instead, his film provides us with that understanding, personal, subjective understanding.
Definitely. I want to get to Dream next. What's this one about?
The Dream is a comedy.
Okay.
And it's a wonderful comedy about a group of inmates who want to be selected to perform in Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream, all places and all plays of Shakespeare, because they see a way of escaping prison. And what's happening as they are trained to perform their parts, they also learn something about their own lives. And gaining the stature of actors, they also regain their self-respect. And in the end, they won't escape. They go back on stage, although that means they will stay in prison. But this is another wonderful connection with Herbert Blau's experiment from 1957, when he took a group of actors to perform Waiting for Godot in San Quentin. And that changed the lives of the guards as well as the inmates.
Okay, we have time for one more, Moldavian Tales. Tell me about it.
Moldavian Tales is an omnibus or an anthology film that includes 5 shorts of emerging voices in Moldovan cinema. All of them comedies. You see absurd situation, you see humor, you see how Moldovans today cope with too long of a transition towards democracy, but also with tradition, family issues, and their own heritage.
Beautiful.
It's a wonderful film, a must-see.
What do you want people to take away from this film festival?
The fact that we have 3 wonderful guests coming. Tudor Giurgiu is coming to talk with us about his film, but also as a producer of another film that we are showing, The Moromete Family. Boroca Biro is coming to talk to us about her experience making with Bogdan Mureșanu, The New Year That Never Came. And of course, Natalia Schaufert for Moldovan Stories.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of these beautiful films with us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And a reminder that the Romanian Film Festival is November 7th through the 9th, like we just said, and we'll have all the details on our website along with the trailers to the films that we discussed.